12 seconds later. 1 minute, 37 seconds later. A few minutes later.
Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is Devin with Jurassic Magic, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the new SpongeBob Secret Lair, and this Secret Lair is actually pretty controversial, believe it or not. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm more in the camp of loving it, but I can understand why people hate this in Magic the Gathering. Either way, I'm all for it. Something to know about these Secret Lairs though is the fact that they are reskins of specific cards, so they're not mechanically unique in any sort of way, so I am pretty excited about that. But before I dive into the video even further, make sure to check out my affiliate links, like my TCG Player affiliate link. If you're planning on building SpongeBob and wanting to collect cards around it, make sure to click on my link down below. Also, if you want to support the channel further, consider joining my Patreon, as there's a lot of great benefits. And now with all that said, let's get started. Let's talk about the SpongeBob Secret Lair.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
Start off this video by talking about SpongeBob SquarePants as a replacement for Joda the Unifier, which obviously, if you know me, I absolutely hate Joda the Unifier. I really hate the design of Legendary Cascade, all the while buffing up all your legendary creatures, because of course when you're legendary cascading, the more creatures you're going to be putting on the battlefield that are legendary, and you're just going to be overwhelming the board with a lot of legendary creatures that are buffed up. So aside from the Joda hate, I think this is a pretty cool card. I do love the design of SpongeBob just holding a big giant rainbow. It's just very flavorfully fitting him, because he's really buffing up all his friends in a way, because all the friends that we're going to be talking about later are legendary creatures. So I'm pretty excited about that. And speaking of friends, let's talk about Patrick Star, or otherwise known as Barktooth Warbeard, which is just a vanilla creature from Legends. It's just a 6/5 and is in Rakdos color combination for 7 mana. So maybe not the brightest card ever for Patrick Star, but it is something. We also got a reskin of Squidward with Grazlax Ithilid Scholar. I'm completely butchering that name, but this is great for card draw in a lot of ninjutsu strategies, and it's pretty fitting for Squidward. I thought it would get like an octopus typing, but it is pretty playable, and obviously the flavor text, I hate all of you, is on point with Squidward. I also like the art too, by the way, with his house. And of course we got the most toxic one of them all, Gary the Snail, which is obviously cute and adorable in this picture, but it is reskinned after Toxrill the Corrosive, and if you know Toxrill the Corrosive, you know that this is one toxic commander, and so having it reskinned as Gary just kind of breaks my heart, because I know if somebody plays this on the battlefield, I don't want to kill Gary, but he's going to take control of the whole entire game, putting slime counters on our creatures, giving them -1/-1 for each slime counter, and then making more snails on the battlefield. And of course, you can sacrifice snails to draw cards, so Gary will definitely take over the entire game. But obviously it is fitting because it is a slug after all, but still, I'm just kind of scared of this, especially when people play it. Got Sandy Cheeks as Toski Bearer Secrets, which is a great card draw engine. The more creatures you're swinging in with and connecting with, you're drawing more cards. Also, it is pretty flavorful that Sandy does have Indestructible, because Sandy is a karate master, so I like that. Obviously it's a squirrel, so that is pretty flavorful by itself. Got Plankton Tiny Tyrant, which is Skrelv, which is a pretty good fit too. I like this. Even though white I don't necessarily see as Plankton's color identity, I know it's just a reskin, and I don't even know if he's really helping other creatures get protection anyways, so this one I think is more of the fact that mites are just tiny, and that's the whole reason why they reskinned this with Skrelv. It's okay. But Mr. Krabs Penny Pincher is Sharks the Raging Isle, so of course he has a huge butt with 17 toughness and is a Leviathan crab, and so this is a pretty fun one. So those are all the legendary creatures. Are probably going to be in one secret lair. I don't know how this is going to work, if they're going to have 3 different secret lairs, one with the legendary creatures, one with the meme cards, and one with the lands. I don't know how they're going to divide it necessarily, but I might buy all 3 if I'm going to be honest. But let's go over the meme cards and talk about some of them. For example, Counterspell is a classic. Honestly, I love this so much because you're just countering the spell. I wish it could have been like Rhystic Study, because of course a lot of people have been proxying Rhystic Study with this type of image, like do you pay the 1 kind of thing. But Counterspell is also another thing that could be okay with this meme. I think Rhystic Study or even Smothering Tithe would have been better fit, or even Smothering Tithe would have been a really good one for Mr. Krabs, because of course he's just penny pinching with money. Also got Knight's Whisper, which is this meme. I love this meme so much, where he closes his eyes and wakes up, and it's just really funny. Force of Despair is another classic meme. Inevitable Trail is one of my favorite memes, with Patrick just staring down. I got you now, SpongeBob!
No!
think it's a great one. And of course, you're just stealing a card from your opponent's library. Daze is also another great one. It's also another counterspell, which is kind of interesting too. Counterspells in one layer. And of course, you got all the lands. And what's really cool about all these lands is obviously they're basic, but of course, if you notice, they all have Gary on them, which is so cute and adorable, going through different areas of Bikini Bottom. And lastly, we got a food token. So overall, this secret lair is pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to buy all of it. Not necessarily for monetary value wise, even though there's probably some monetary value. I just like it because of course it's SpongeBob, and Magic the Gathering probably knows their audience when they're coming up with this stuff. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts down below in the comments with this new SpongeBob Secret Lair? If you can, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And with that out of the way, thank you for stomping by.